Alright, so this is Fire, and it's time for another deep dive episode. This time, I think Frostbite is the plan. So, to cut stuff, we are obviously going to include Chilling Stare and Chilling Focus, Glacial Stare and Chilling Focus. Chilling Focus I normally wouldn't have used, but we are not counting mana towards our card usage, so I'm okay with taking it. We obviously need Frostbite cards. Go run one Chilling Jolt, one Rites of Winter, two Frost Novas, one Frostfire. So I would love to have Adept, but I foolishly have already used Soul Shield, because I didn't realize I've used both of these already. I want to save Visions of Frost for the proper Frost build. I think I will save Meditate for the Shock build. I think we'll take one Combat Ready now. I think we will take at least one more mana card, probably Gambler's Focus. No, probably Resolute Focus. And then we need at least one defensive card. I could just go with Mend or Invigorate. We'll take a Mend and assume that things will work out. Alright. So we're going to just yeet the entire pool. Start by adding a couple mana cards. Because again, mana is safe to take. I think I decided that Cultivate was special. I think we're not going to use Cultivate here. I don't know that I necessarily want more Glacial Stairs. And the reason why I may not want more Glacial Stairs, oh, definitely Frigid Ritual, is that I kind of want to be able to stack Frostbite. So we're definitely taking Biting Cold. Take Elemental Winds, Frostfire Blast, and Frozen Gust. Flash Freeze. Because the question if we want to save Flash Freeze for later. Let me think. I think we take Flash Freeze because we're not taking Chill. I don't think we take Frost Wave. I think we do take Blizzard. I think we are willing to take Doom. I think we may want to save most of the other epics for now. I don't know that we want to burn that there are any other epics. I think we'll add Charged Shield. And then I think we want to save the others for now. So, what else can we afford to use up? I think we are fine with using up. We've taken Mental Growth, so that's out. Is it time to use the Cleansing Shield? Or we can't use that yet. I think we take Ice Burn, because we've already done the burn deck, and I think that we don't want it in other frost attacks, probably. I think we take... We didn't actually take Intimidating Strike yet. No. We took Channel Blast, even though we didn't actually ever play it. Adaptative Blast was the one that failed. Calamity armor seems okay, potentially for here. Spirit helmet seems okay. Shatter seems okay. We took Absorb Soul and Exsanguinate already, so those are out. I think we take Sublime Blast. Do we want more Frost Novas? We may want more Combat Readies. We may want another Chilling Jolt at some point. We may want, yeah, sure, I guess. May want another Frost Nova. I feel like we already used, yeah, we already used Renewing Ray. So, I think we're okay with Draining Strike getting burned. I think we're okay with burning Emergency Shield if we need to. I think we already used Mind Shield. I think we're okay with burning Pillaging Strike. Okay, so. Alright, so we have Phoenix Feather, Lucky Charm, Health Tonic, Shield Tonic, Enduring Sleeve. So the important thing here is if we die, we come back once and we start with a card. So as far as monster cards go, we have burned 3 so far, and I will cover them if we see them. Okay. None of these is particularly outstanding. I think we take Sublime Blast and see if we can make it work. So Blessed Belt, we do have access to all 3 of those things. I don't think we have any strikes, and I don't think we're planning to pick up many strikes. And there's a bunch of other good weapons, so. Alright, we're going to start here, and we are going to roll. Okay, so we can shock you. We get some frost out. I also get to do a pretty good amount of damage. Take some damage here, but not too much. Alright, so we're definitely going to play that. Turns that on. And then we can get that kill, which seems pretty worthwhile. Taking a small amount of damage here, but that's what Mend is for. I could Chilling Jolt, but if I do, I can't Sublime Blast. I think I'm going to Frost Fire and then do that. We take 8, but that is still not that much. And we've set some damage up. And that seems like a pretty good setup. There we go. Okay. I don't think we want to burn Lacerating Strike. I think more mana is kind of... We are a pretty expensive deck. So the Blood Charm would potentially let us set up freezes with the Chilling Focuses. I think the Swift Boots requires less thinking and has a lot of potential upside. So I try to avoid abusing bugs, which is why I may not play this Predator's Focus, which gives us 2 extra mana we shouldn't have. So I think, well, no, because I need to, like, I don't need the extra 2 mana, but I need the mana from that it generates normally. Because I wanted to get that set up. Let's combat ready. So these Glacial Stairs then will let us finish off this back one. I think that's worth it, because that will freeze. And we can Frost Nova, Chilling Jolt, and I think we would rather just heal, because there's a decent chance we get hit this turn, and for Frostbite we don't have a lot of ways to take advantage of massively overstacking Frostbite. Unfortunately, that's going to miss because of, fortunately, so the Predator's Focus was turned on by Glacial Stare. So we can Frostfire to get rid of the evade, and then this does lethal damage. So this is going pretty well considering. We don't want to burn Bandit Dance yet. I think having a Spirit Helm is actually okay. And our first upgrade I think is probably going to be Rites of Winter. It becomes very expensive to play the first time, but it gets cheaper as we play it, and it just is currently our main damage driver. So let me... Alright. Let's... If we do this, it actually works out pretty well. So we do get shocked. We're going to take a lot of damage here. But I think we want to play that. That trips our Predator's Focus, which is nice. Alright. So we're going to get a freeze at end of turn. I think we set up shock for the hope that we draw... Okay, I think we play combat ready. Okay, we didn't find what we were looking for. So we have to choose if we want to burn... We still have lethal after next turn off of... we play that, set it up. And we have lethal next turn off of Rites of Winter anyway. We can mend, and then we don't get the kill because that's not enough. We're only down 2 health, it's fine. Okay, I like getting more mana still. This is probably better than the Swift Boots because spell damage plus 20%. We're doing a lot of damage with spells, so that seems pretty good. This is 5, and we can get back... Oh, no, we can get back enough. Okay, that's good. Bonk. It's like getting Growth set up, even though I probably didn't need to play that. Wasn't thinking about that happening. The Purity 8 are frozen that we would have gotten, which is a little annoying. We can get rid of the Purity stack with that, or we can just hit it for 11 and get extra card next turn. Let's get an extra card next turn. Alright. That's not going to get us a shock anyway, so do this. Bonk. Alright. This turn is going to hurt a little bit, but... Okay, that actually I think gives us either lethal or close to it. Yeah, okay. So yeah, this core engine is working surprisingly well. Frigid Ritual is potentially a lot of mana. We'll take that. This becomes free, but it doesn't draw us any more cards, which is a little annoying. That still costs 5. Yeah, I don't think it's definitely not Sublime Blast. I think it is... That's actually a pretty big amount of growth. That's actually kind of tempting. I think it's this or this. This is 2 more mana, and 1 more growth, and this is... I think we take this. I think the extra mana up front is worthwhile. I don't think there's anything we have that I want to cut. Maybe this is a Blind Blast. It's kind of medium. We do now have more ways to get mana. I'll keep the Sublime Blast for now. Okay, this is very, very, very good. All right, that's gonna help a lot. This only has one wheel. Wheels are a pain in the butt. We can get more shield. I think we are kind of cool with just getting more shield, because that'll block all the damage that's coming in. Well, I say that, and then the wheel decided to be a jerk. Or rather, the Lore Blossom decided to throw off my math. Okay, let's see, has this bug been fixed? So we should get a respectable 3, 6, 9, 12 mana. I can get a little bit more. Shock you, that only gets us +2, so we will get 12, this will give us 14. Yeah, it'll still be enough. Okay, yeah, so that bug got fixed. And then we're definitely going to just dumpster that. Dink, dink, dink. Alright. This is going very smoothly. I think we take the Biting Cold. And I think that lets us cut the other one. Frostbite. Alright. Frostbite for everyone. Yeah, combat ready. So we need to hit twice. And maybe we want to set up just more Frostbite. So the concern with Frigid Ritual is that if we are fighting only one enemy, it does become quite a bit weaker. That's lethal, and we are only down 1 health. Dead Chill Bolt is actually, this is the run for Dead Chill Bolt. I'm totally fine with taking that. And I like, oh, it only just gives, oh, it goes from 6 to 9. Yeah, well, because this puts it over, puts it at enough base that it'll actually freeze elites and regular enemies. And I want to make a note that we took Dead Chill Bolt. Really, I should be making notes of all these cards as I take them instead of making notes as I play them or as I remove them. I may do that. I think after this fight I will do that. Okay, so we want to get up Adept. We want to apply some Frost to all enemies. Who needs to get... You get frozen, so I think you have a chance of outputting the thing that's a real big annoyance to us. I think we just hit everyone for 17. Gets his extra card next turn. And the nice thing about Raodan does continue to be that we just get to draw so many cards every turn. We don't pay too much for it. Okay, the fact that we don't have... we didn't get our Frost Novas is pretty annoying. It may be worth picking up more Frost Novas just so that we can ensure in the future that we don't have this problem. Yeah, I shouldn't have played that. It didn't. Very bad. Just being dumb for no reason. Alright. So we definitely need to play at least one Frost Nova. And then I want to play Rites of Winter, but I also kind of want to just Sublime Blast into Spirit Helmet. Because this makes that cheaper, but it doesn't get us a kill quite. I think we do want to do this, And then we don't quite block all the damage, but that temporary powerful is really annoying. And that purity is also really annoying. Okay. I did that on purpose, definitely. I meant to waste all of that value. We probably aren't quite going... Oh, right! I was trying to figure out where our extra damage was coming from. But, of course, it's from our Aether Mantle. And then this will not quite kill. Let's target you, so you'll die. Shoot. Because we want the... Oh. Very rude. Alright, not too bad though. That kills. Oh, I should have mended first, I wasn't thinking. Do we want the charged shield? Maybe. It seems okay. It's not a card that I love in general. It's out of the mana eruption. I'm okay with having that, I think. Aether Mantle is definitely what we want to keep. The Snail Shell or the Purifying Shard. Purifying Shard has value in a lot of these Area 3 fights, or Area 2 fights rather, so I think I like it. Biting Cold goes to 16 base damage. That's a pretty good amount. I think we may upgrade the Biting Cold and then cut the Sublime Blast. Either that or we upgrade the Spirit Helmet and cut... What's our recoverable? Let me check. Only 15. That makes upgrading the Mend a little bit less appealing. That goes to 3 and 3. If this went to 4, I'd probably take it. Yeah, we don't actually want to trigger 2 Frostbite on all enemies. That's not actually better. This going to 1 is also pretty good, just because it makes it a little bit easier to fit in. I don't think we want more Aftershocks. I think we upgrade this and cut the Sublime Blast. We definitely want another Frost Nova next time it's offered. I'm just going to go out on a limb and assume that we will get offered one. I think 2 events may be better than the Elite. I think this fight's better than dealing with Anatha. Yeah, let's just freeze you. I think we set up shock on you, because we're just never going to hit this front one. Because of the evade. Most likely the way that we deal with the front one is we just kill it with a combination of the Aether Mantle and Frost, and like statuses like Frostbite. Yeah. Because yeah, it's going to take a lot of damage there. Okay, we take a relatively small amount of damage, but fortunately we had just got done healing, and now we just need to trip Frostbite like 1 more time. Oh, we can also get the kill like that. I said like that. This into that kills it. We may as well... Oh no, there's no point in waiting, because it would just die to the Frostbite at the end of its turn anyway. I was thinking we could get to the Mend. We said mana doesn't count, so I'm taking the Burning Focus. It's possible I should be counting monster mana cards, but... doubling Spyglass versus... Yeah, I think we'll take that doubling Spyglass. It's a pretty tough choice between that and the Bag of Tools. So we still haven't found a Frost Firebolt, which is a card that I kind of really want to find. Okay, so we definitely want to play the Rites of Winter this turn. Even though it means that we don't get quite as much value with everything else. The problem is that then dumps both of our Frost Novas. So we won't be able to really use... Well, that actually does work out. Let's see. think we killed this one, even though it may have been better to hit the back one, just because I wanted to not take any damage that I didn't have to. And there's not really a ton of point in playing that, because it doesn't get us to another mana next turn, and we have plenty of shield. Okay, so we really want to freeze this turn, which we have a lot of ways to do. This is one of them. Just go ahead and do this, I think. There we go. Yep, that seems okay. This guy's a little bit of a jerk. We could also copy this Dead Chill Bolt or this Chilling Jolt. They all seem like reasonable options. We start by combat readying, I think. Because I don't think that's what I'm copying. That seems pretty good. This is now online for fairly. Yeah, I do kind of like just setting up a bunch of shock stacks here. And the Dead Chill Bolt was already online, so. Ooh, okay, so. We get to, we don't have any way to turn on the Resolute Focus, unfortunately, but that's still a positive amount of mana. And this is still a lot of damage. And we take it. And we take a little bit of damage in return. And we get shocked. Getting shocked is the bigger concern. See what that draws us. Okay. We cannot get a freeze here. So I think we just get as much survivability as we can and then just experience bang. Unfortunately, we also don't have a freeze here. We have very close to a freeze, but we don't quite have it. There we go. So we're definitely playing that. And the question is, do we want to heal or do we want to just get... I think we just get out more damage. Because yeah, even though we know we're taking much damage, that tough helps a little bit. Saves us 10 damage, that's not nothing. We do still take a bit of a beating though. And yeah, against higher health enemies we do have some problems. Our survivability isn't awful, but the shock is a bit of a problem. Part of it is I didn't want to burn really a ton of card draw on this fight, and it's coming back to bite me a little bit. All right, on this run rather. I think we just take another combat ready. I think having another one of the purity trinket definitely. The combat ready, yes. Again, the fact that go to free is very good, but I would just really like them to give me more adept because I can't, because I just had to take them as my adept source because I didn't have another option. It may be Spirit Helmet. Yeah, I think Spirit Helmet upgrade is actually okay just because of how much growth it gives. And then I still just don't want to cut a Frost Nova. We may cut the Frost Fire though. I think we rest once. Increase our maximum mana. I think we avoid the Poison Gorgon. So we can do this, which then will let, and we can do that. which turns this into a lot of mana. It takes a pretty big amount of damage, unfortunately. I'll do that and that. And so yeah, the duplicitome, or sorry, the changes to doubling spyglass are actually pretty helpful in this case where I want to be able to hit multiple things. Okay. So we are at risk of getting frozen next turn. Okay, this saves us. Because that's going to freeze. We can absolutely heal, and then we are going to, I guess, knock out that one. Not that it makes a huge difference. And knocks that one out. And we get a freeze, and we get all of the growth that we need to be at max growth. I say max, to be at, you know what I mean. That seems okay. That's not going to do anything regardless. That seems okay. There we go. Now that's plus 2 mana. Alright. And purifying shard. Oh no, we had the whatever, so we weren't going to get frozen. Frost Fire Blast, that's kind of what I was looking for. That gives us a way to, that also gives us a reason to want to trim our deck a bit. I have to decide if I think we can fight Poison Gorgons. Again, I don't think that Poison Gorgon is a fight I want to deal with. I think Triple Silga is not too bad for us. This is a pretty rough hand. Oh, okay. This used to be an increasing card. This got changed between last update and this update. Between 4600 and 4601. I think I like that version better, actually. I think I like this version a little bit better for most purposes. That's a spell. I may actually duplicitome that. That would mean not doing this. I think it's worth it. Yeah, I think we just need to get out all of that shield because we're taking so much damage. I think Silgas must have been buffed. I don't feel like they did. Maybe I was just underrating them. I suppose normally I've like got one of them dead on turn by the time they can set up. Okay, so we really want to get at least one kill here. I don't know if this is going to kill multiple. Let's do that. This should kill the front one. Yeah, this is definitely killing the front one. It's probably going to kill the middle one, but I'm not 100% certain. No, donk, donk, donk. Okay, it didn't quite kill, but the frostbite will finish him off. So that worked out pretty nicely. And then we can take the cornered focus, actually, because I said that mana doesn't count. Guess we're going into this again. I think we duplicate the Dead Chill Bolt, because that lets us freeze 2 things. And that lets us get a lot of extra damage from that part of it. This gets us an extra mana next turn, so. This is a lot of mana. Unfortunately, so we stopped. Okay. No, I guess that is the same damage. So yeah, we can't unfortunately stop taking some damage here. AoE is very bad against these just because even with blocking some of the damage. Yeah, we do get. I say AoE is bad just because like we really need to kill like one of them immediately. It's okay. I think we've got a lot of rest still. So. Okay, let me think. Because I can point an aftershock at. Okay. Oh, I wasn't thinking. I think I was going to be able to get a kill with. So that was definitely, if not dying, at least like having a bad day. And then. There we go. Yeah. I should have shocked first. Alright. Shadow's okay. Pillaging Strike is okay. We have some spell synergies. I think we still take the Pillaging Strike. I think we take Orb Protection, it just continues to save lives. I need to make notes of all these cards just so that I have them noted down for later. I'm going to pause and then resume after I'm done logging. Alright. And we're resting before this boss. Absolutely. This won't get us... Let's see what the temporary buff we get is Mighty. I was kind of hoping for Adept. Is it worth resting again? I think yes, just because this boss does threaten a lot of damage potentially. This starting purity we're going to have to make last as much as we can. I think we probably end up copying the Dead Chill Bolt, especially because we have Adept this turn. So. Alright, we were able to get frozen, which is nice. I mean, we didn't get frozen, it got frozen. Because yeah, obviously any turn that we don't take damage is a good turn. I should have done this in the other order so that I could get one more damage there, but... Okay. We can do this and then that to get a pretty good amount of mana. Set up a treasure. I don't think I want to burn that. I think I want to burn the I want to burn the whatchamacallit on Rites of Winter if I can. The shock. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. But that's also an okay spell because that's just 16 damage base, which is still pretty good. Alright, we're still blocking Curse, which is still good. And we got another freeze out, which is very nice for us. Absolutely willing to pay a little bit. And then this does a pretty good amount of damage. I should have done that first. Would have got me a little bit more. So yeah, this is kind of... so yeah, there's a couple of advantages to Frostbite as opposed to Burn. One of them is obviously that, like, as Raodan, we get advantages that we don't have. Advantages from playing this deck. In that we get the access to additional damage against frozen targets, we get additional freezing stuff, and freeze is just a very good thing. So even though like the damage is lower, the other thing is the Frostbite cards that were added recently are generally stronger. Frigid Ritual is very good. Biting Cold is a very good AoE payoff for the other thing is like we can apply Frostbite to all enemies a lot more easily than we can apply Burn to all enemies. And then we have like Rites of Winter, which is a very good damaging payoff. And we have, yeah, Biting Cold, and we have Frostfire Blast, all of which just give us more ways to get more out of things. Do that. Even more Frostbite. And then at this point, I think I am willing to do that. Alright, so we get to block one last curse, which I think is going to be enough. I think that's enough to save us. And yeah, like, I don't think this is stronger than a regular Raodan build, because like obviously we have not been able, like we have Aether Mantle that's doing a ton of workforce with these chilling focuses, and we still aren't able to consistently keep frozen all the time. And we are unfortunately going to get Doom here, but we managed to do a pretty good job of avoiding death. The way things have lined up, I don't think we've actually been able to trip Doom on the dragon. We get a lot of mana. Yeah, and we get doomed again, yeah. But we now only need to find Frostfire Bolt or, yeah, Rites of Winter again to get this kill. Definitely upgrading the Frostfire Bolt, I think. I don't think we need the Doom. And we definitely don't need the Shadow Breath. I mean, Shadow Breath would be very good. So the advantage of taking Shadow Breath is I don't know how many times I'm going to be doing, how many more runs we will be doing with this challenge. And there's only a 1 in 3 chance that Shadowbone Dragon is even our Area 2 boss, and a 1 in 2 chance that this is the card that we're offered. So it's not as big of a cost to take it as it would be some other things. Okay, this only gets additional damage to the top number, which is not the number that we care about. We're going to upgrade Shadow Breath because that seems good. I think we may cut... We might cut one of the Frost Novas. I know I talked about it, but now that we have a Frozen Gust, we may not need it. Let me add Shadow Breath to my list of cards that we have taken. No, I think we leave it as is, and we just press on. As far as bosses go, I think this boss we're actually okay fighting. I think it's going to be more easier to beat this boss than that boss. But we'll see. I mean, all we'll know is whether or not it was, in fact, possible to beat the boss that we choose, but you know. Just set up shield. Okay, so we can combat ready. And then deciding what I want to do. Kind of like just doing this. And then that turns this on, or this does 34 damage. Yeah, let's just do that. More than 34 damage because it was the enemy was frozen, so got the damage bonus from Raodan. The other nice thing is this is a raw damage amount, which means that that full 12 gets, or because it's 10, it gets multiplied by all of our damage bonuses. Instead of being like powerful as additive. Get a bunch of mana, set up some burn. Whittling through these jerks at a relatively quick pace. Bonk bonk. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. We didn't get any mana from that. I think we go ahead and heal, even though it's not a very big amount. shield, resolute focus. Should we try and get the kill? We did not. But then, what did I expect? We do have a whole bunch of end of turn damage at this point, though. Let me do things. This is just lethal. More chilling focus. Absolutely. Scale Grimoire is also pretty good, and the others aren't amazing. Pausing real quick to answer a question on Discord. Alright, event. No, they cannot have it. We need that. Alright, I don't know. Yeah, we're totally fine with doing this. Those initial freezes up, even though it does mean that we will have them still frozen. Scout evade is cheating. Change my mind. Oh, there was a chance. So we take 1 damage. But now they aren't hidden, so we can finish them off. By them, I mean the one. We'll take another bite in cold. Not interested in taking fights I don't have to. Okay. So I can't apply frostbite here until the purity is dealt with. Unfortunately. This one's going to freeze into turn, which is nice. And we are going to explode, which is less nice. But it's only hitting our shield and taking away a purity stack. Let's do that. Okay. Get some mana. Deal some damage. Rudely, these jerks are a bit of a problem, and that's why we are going to... Oh, so that's unfortunate. I wasn't thinking about that being set up. That's going to be a problem. We are now going to be cursed. Which we don't have a great way to deal with. But you know, turnabout is fair play. Okay, let's... shock you. Definitely doing that. I should be copying the Shadow Breath. I just keep forgetting I have it and I keep seeing it late enough in the fight. Let me just do that. So close to that kill. But we have plenty of cards that will kill it. For example. Alright. We are still cursed. But so is our enemy. Frostfire Blast will do 3 arcane to us, which is annoying. Do that just to get rid of the is there a reason to do this? So I'm not totally sure. Oh, our tough wore off. That's why that damage went up. Okay. Damage to this guy's mean, so we get the kill. And I think we just... Oh, I think we'll take an elemental wins. That seems okay. We'll see how it goes. That's okay, but not better than what we have. That's absolutely worse. Does Dancing Blade do it? No, I don't think so. I think we'll reroll once. Ooh, this is interesting. That's better than this. It's kind of close, but... and we're just gonna do that one. Gets us +1 mana. And gets us a bunch of growth, which is nice. Okay. Mana. Hard draw. If we want to Rites of Winter, we have to do it now. I think we do want to start setting up Rites of Winter, especially because that's just so much frostbite. We'll up a little bit, but just a little bit. I'm absolutely going to copy this. And shock. And this one's going to die to Curse. It's going to do a little bit of damage to our shield. Oh, should have done that first. Let's do this. More frostbite, and then that first. It gets me a lot of mana. May as well heal, and then just, yeah, do some damage. Yeah, Shadow Breath is absolutely paying off. Makes this fight a lot easier. And just fight back over there. Bonk bonk. And there goes our tough. I should play that first, but alright. I think this would probably be an attempt to curses, but we are impervious to such things. Is that freeze? Not quite. I think that's lethal now. Yep. And so we just have you to deal with. And you're gonna die soon enough. There we go. I may take Mystic Shadow Blast for reasons that are similar to ones we've talked about before, where it's like this is an epic, so there are only 4 possible epics from Area 30 mid bosses, but I think I can use it in this run, and I can't guarantee there will be a ton of other runs where I fight this specific boss and then I want that. So I think we upgrade. And it's 2 treasures, which is a pretty nice upgrade. I think Frigid Ritual plus Beekeeper is very convenient. And I think I do need to make a note that I have taken now Mystic Shadow Blast and Elemental Winds. I think I'm probably going to cut the Elemental Winds. It's a little bit awkward. Especially because mostly it's worse than the... First of all, I don't necessarily love taking away that much of my frostbite in one go. And second, I have access to other things. There's a freeze. Words are hard, okay? Slowly ticking away at damage here. So it's not too slowly. We are taking quite a bit of damage here. That gets the most damage, I think. Bonus. Alright, we have that, the Grimoire, which I forget about. So we only take 14, which is fortunately enough that we can theoretically heal it all back. Absolutely, we're just going to Shadow Breath you twice. I think we're also going to Dual Tome these. That all seems pretty good. And we can apply a bit more Frostbite, do a bit more damage, and get more Aftershocks. 4x3. Just kidding, you don't get to take it. You don't get to do anything. Doesn't quite get me the kill, but the curse will. We'll take another Frost Nova, sure. And I think we may immediately cut the other Frost Nova. I don't think we need 3. I think we fight... Yeah, because if I can get a Morbid End, I think I'm fine taking it. Because it is a card that, like, I find is very situational. Okay, so... I don't have a good way to prevent taking damage here. Oh, this is going to be 10 shield, which is nice. Whoop. And then they only take 5 here. That gives me a good amount of mana. I'm definitely freezing you. I think I'm fine with you not being frozen. And then bonkety bonk. And I just set up that shield. Absolutely gonna mend. And absolutely going to set up this freeze. I think I want to trigger more frostbite yet. I'm gonna leave the frostbite on there. Okay, let's do this. And then we're going to duplicatome the temporary copy so that it's free. Alright, and that gave us just enough mana off of the The Tormenting Gloves boost. Yeah. Calculated. Okay. Let me just punk you. Give this just even more powerful. We have another, we still have one more purity, so we're fine doing that. And we'll do that. Alright, there's the front one dead. Yeah, we just don't have much frostbite on this one. It's fine. Right, now I think we actually get cursed for real. Yeah, that's just one. And we are getting pretty close to a kill here, so I'm not too concerned. We don't need more growth. And we have absolutely want that, so we get the kill. And yeah, like I said, we will take more bit end. I just have to make a note of it. None of this is good. Okay, yeah, we have one more fight. I couldn't remember if we did or not. Let's go. Sorry, I was, as usual, getting distracted by getting caught up on the site. Okay, so we don't get to do everything we want here, because these two aren't going to do anything. But we do get to get freezing out, which is pretty nice. Kind of like copying that. Yeah, that seems okay. Let's blow you up. Let's blow you up. Let's draw some cards. Absolutely, we want to copy this. Absolutely, you do not get a turn. And who else doesn't get a turn? You, I guess. And yeah, I'm fine just doing some more damage. Frost Nova helps a lot. Yeah, chilling focus plus having access to that does that. Chilling focus plus having access to multiple items that up the amount of status that cards apply is just incredibly powerful and probably a bit too powerful. Because that is a huge part of where I'm actually getting my freezes from. Is these chilling focus, like, yeah, they're giving 11, because I also have a bunch of powerful stacks right now, so that's also helping. Make sure there's frostbite on the back one. Shadow breath. Sure. More frostbite. We still have enough block that we aren't in trouble. And we have just so much curse on that back one. Morbid End. Or not Morbid End, Biting Cold. Okay. Yeah, we will take Iceburn. We will rest. Okay, energy for artifact. We will. That's useless. That's not. Neither of these are better. Let's reroll. Ooh, I think that's better than the Blessed Belt. We probably have a card we can remove. I just have to figure out which one it is. Just gonna mouse through real quick and make sure that I haven't missed any cards in my should we call it freezer burn? I haven't missed any cards in my run through of cards that are in our that we have taken for this run. I don't think so. All right. Are there any cards I need to cut? Frost Nova, because we're fighting only a single enemy, becomes a bit worse. And then I'm fine with just increasing my max mana, I think. And here we go. So this fight can be difficult because this purity is, this is one of those fights where this is one of the decks where like the purity is annoying. We're gonna do this and that. And then we are going to take a lot of damage. But we avoided the curse. So okay, so I think what we do here, we do that. We are going to doubling spyglass this still. And then that let's get this freeze out. Okay. Doubling spyglass on the morbid end also makes a lot of sense, but minor details. Definitely setting that up. I think then we just mend. We are going to play all of those. That doesn't do anything. That doesn't do as much as I would like. Yeah, we take a bunch of damage. This guy just hits so hard. I kind of wanna freeze, but I also just think getting up a whole lot more curse is very good, and then we could potentially freeze next turn. Yeah, because that will do what we need it to do. And that will do a lot of work. Yeah, we aren't getting a ton of frostbite out in this fight. But there's only so much I can do. This guy just hits so hard relative to Maw. We are having to play chilling cards on him because he has 0 chill. You know? Curse. Alright. Alright. And there is our third deep dive win, our 4th video. So I hope you enjoyed that. I will see y'all in the next video.